up, everybody? Welcome back to the Bear Fruit Podcast, where we unveil all truth. I am your host, Davina Shirley, and today I got my good friend, with me, Rebecca Morgan, aka Chef Bella B, aka Chef. Because when y'all see me, you typically see her. So,
And when you see me, you see her.
that's right. So what's up, girl? What's up?
No, thank you for having me. This is so nice. This is so nice, y'all. It's so nice.
Why are you talking all slow?
Because I want them to know. I wanted to emphasize
talk like
the
that.
mic.
Because you're talking like you're nervous. Are you nervous?
I am nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous, y'all. Like, we talk all the time, and I don't know why I'm nervous.
Well, I was telling her that we're probably going to take some of our private conversations public on this episode of Bear Fruit Podcast, which is, it's not like we...
It's not like crazy, but still, when you're in the, like, you know. And it's a whole production, so it's like a little nerve-wracking.
It's all right, though. But tell the people about you.
Like she said, my name is Rebecca, aka Chef Bella B. I am a private and personal chef here in Denver, Colorado. And I've been here for about 7 years. Moved here from Atlanta and met Davina at Juneteenth. It's been about 2 years. We just determined. We were trying to figure it out. And we kind of been rocking ever since. So.
Definitely. I don't even know how we, our friendship, actually started. I mean, we definitely met at Juneteenth, but yeah. I think we was just like, oh, we're going to get together, try to work on something.
Honestly, it was you.
Well, tell me then.
It was you. You're the one who initiated the hangout.
Was it?
Yeah.
What did we do? I'm sorry. I'm so, I'm not the perfect person for dates or, remembering.
No, I can't. I want to say that we went to something together.
I think we probably went together to something, and then we were just like, okay. And then we kind of just started going places together. And then we tried to do the bowling thing, I think. And then it was just like...
it was sad, y'all.
Nobody showed up.
But that's how we started to see our rainbows.
Yeah. Because every time when I was with this girl, a rainbow would appear in the sky. And I said, Lord, what are you telling? So in Bible, it says that the rainbow is a remembrance of the covenant that God has with us. Mm-hmm. And so I was just, I was like, okay, this may be like a new covenant or covering that, I'm her covering, she's mine, and as far as friendship and everything like that. And so I was just like, this girl in my life, whether she like it or not, she...
Well, and then for me, you just... for me, you represented, I think, where I was trying to go in my elevation. Mm-hmm. And you're just very driven and motivated, and you follow through. You're a big follow through person.
Why are you gonna try to make me...
I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
All emo
because
on here?
That's how I felt when I, you know what I mean? When we started hanging out, I was like, dang, she's really you were really pushing me to do stuff.
Yeah.
And you were pushing me to follow through on certain things. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, yeah, that's what I need. Because that's also what I asked for.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
True.
I always say that. Be like, remove those who no longer serve me and replace them with people who do.
Yeah.
So, and you came along and, your circle.
I think I was praying kind of the same. I just, if you've been watching some of these episodes, then you may understand that my relationship with women are not the best. Have had some bad friendships, just to say the least. People call me friends and they just not friends.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So, and I remember when I was in therapy, my therapist asked me about that. She was like, do you think that's going to, be a factor or a problem when you're trying to help people as a coach and stuff like that? With all these issues that you've had. I was like, no, because I'm just fine. I'll navigate it and everything like that. But I just was like, Lord, well, if I'm supposed to have like females friendships and stuff in my life, then make sure they're right, and everything like that. And then we just started hanging.
Been kicking it ever since. No, it's been.
We already jumped into it because we was gonna talk definitely about friendships. So,
well,
how do you think our friendship has been going thus far?
I think that we definitely understand each other, and we understand the similarities in each other. I want to say we've had seasons, but it don't feel like it.
Yeah.
Because it's like I don't know, it's like we coach each other through the seasons. Mm-hmm. So like, yes, we have seasons, but it's like, okay.
And when she says season, I think, well, when you say seasons, because I want to clarify for the audience, like, I think you're talking more so as you be going through your stuff.
Yes.
I be going through my stuff.
Yes.
And I'm able to tell when she's going through her stuff. Yes. And I'll be like, okay, I need to intervene or I need to leave her alone.
Right.
And stuff like that, and vice versa.
Yeah.
But as far as us, I don't think we had any really big.
No, not big ones. I mean, I think the communication is it's so crystal clear that. Mm-hmm. I mean, even if we had we've had disagreements.
Definitely.
But to me is a testimony in a friendship anyways, because, or just with a person, mm-hmm. like we've had disagreements and we've left it as like, kind of like, okay, well, I see where you're coming from. Yeah. Okay, well, I see where you're coming from. Mm-hmm. Well, I still feel like it's this.
I feel like it's this, but I see where you're coming from.
But I see where you're coming from. But like, and that's okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Like and I think that's what makes the friendship so unique, because mm-hmm. We come from different points, and that just kind of just shows like we don't have to have the same beliefs, have the mm-hmm. same values. Mm-hmm. Well, we have similar values, but they may differ in some ways, and you can still build a friendship and have,
definitely,
you know what I mean?
Definitely, because Chef don't believe the way in the same way that I believe, and that's when we actually get into it.
We do.
That's when we have our disagreements, and I be like, "Girl," but she's passionate about how she feels about and sees things, and I'm very passionate the same way. But again, we come to a middle ground and be like, "Okay, I still hear you and respect."
Because it's like we basically be saying the same thing,
pretty much,
but I get it. Mm-hmm. Like, you just want, it's more, I think more or less, you just want someone to understand your logic. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like, I just want you to understand how I think.
Right.
So that you can understand why I'm saying why I'm saying it that way.
Yeah.
But more or less, to me, you already know, like, it's all the same.
Yeah. But yeah, we haven't had no big tiffs or anything like that. Like that. We pretty, and if I did have an issue, which the only one that's coming to mind is that night when we went out with the girls that night, because I was so through that night.
Well, and that's again, but that's why I said we understand each other's like differences and similarities, because like, yeah, you're real quick. Like, if the energy's not vibing mm-hmm. and it's not feeding your energy, you're real quick to be like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah. Where Rebecca will be like, well, I'm here. Like, we're going to make the best out of it. Which, that in some cases, like when we went to Colorado Springs, get it, understood. But this girl done been around me too much to be like I know she's not happy right now.
She's out
and everything. Like
she's out.
She's done mm-hmm. and everything like that. So sometimes when she has that energy and she knows I'm feeling that way, I'll be like, let's go.
I just be like, look, I'm out. But also for me, sometimes it just be like I'm a mom.
You are, because you definitely mothered that situation.
Because I'm a mom and I just be. I'll go into mom mode and like, yeah, girl, kid free. I'm outside. I don't care if we went to a 7-Eleven. I'm gonna make the best of this experience. Like, I'm outside. I don't have that every
Yeah.
Yes, it's a shit show.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm about to make the best
Out of this
of
shit
this
show.
little shit show. Like, but I get it. Like, you know, but I can respect it though.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's, yes, there are situations where it's just like, okay, yes. There's no fixing this energy. There's no even dealing with this energy. We gotta go.
We gotta go.
But
definitely,
you know. But that's what I love about us. It's just like a dynamic, you know, friendship.
It has been.
So.
And we've been trying to put stuff together and figure out what can we do together as a unit.
Mm-hmm.
Linked unit. That's what we plan to call our business or whatever whenever we decide to actually do a venture together. But at the same time, we've just been running into a lot of humps in the road, and it's just like.
Well, I think all in all, it's just been pushing us to go back to us, in our businesses. But that's even been nice. It's been nice to grow with people who are like, you know, like-minded.
Yeah.
So, you know, as an entrepreneur, sometimes you get a little lonely. And you feel, and like it is a solo thing. Like ultimately it's a solo thing because no one's going to see the vision that you have ultimately. Right. But it's nice to be around people to where you can kind of just, girl, I'm tired.
Right.
But sometimes you need that strength. Sometimes you need that push. Sometimes you need someone to take you out of your little pity party.
So how I can speak on you as far as like how you push me, because you be like, Davina, you got it. Like, you got it. Like, you can do this. No, we're going to do this. Like today, we went to we was at an event and I was like, there was like 2 women that I particularly wanted to talk to. And I was just like, oh, they're in conversation. I'm just never mind. She was like, no. She was like, let me show you how to do this. And she'll just walk right over there and, hey, okay. And do whatever.
But I get it. Because, like, the 2 people she want to talk to, I get it. They're in mid-conversation. So it's like, she was just like, Davina's very polite. So she's just like, okay, well, I'm just going to wait. But the thing about, like, networking, and I noticed with mingling, like, if me and you are having a conversation and someone's waiting on me, they got to catch me.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to get into another conversation with someone else.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to move.
Right.
So, and that's just kind of what happens. So, yeah. You know,
yeah,
I
so
just
she, in these marketing circles, she be pushing me. She be like, Davina, go talk to them. And she be like, what you mean you don't have? Because I was like, what men am I going to have on the podcast? Because I was thinking, I was like, who can I call and have on here? She's like, girl, you have this person, this person, this person, this person. I was like, oh, yeah. And so she just be like a reminder for me a lot of the times to be like, don't pretty much don't settle yourself and everything like that. Like, you have literally everything you need to do with what you were trying to do.
And girl, you a life coach. So it's like, at the end of the day, like, I mean, not all life coaches are like that, but like, but you do. But if we give you a platform and you speak on it, you speak volumes. You know what I mean? You can move a room.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you should be able to, you have to take that from the coaching and you got to put it into regular life and the marketing and the networking.
It's so difficult.
So
I've gotten better though.
You've gotten much better.
Gotten better.
Cause she'll sit there.
Eat whatever
and
snacks
eat
they
whatever
got.
is at the little networking party and just.
That's one thing about Rebecca though. You have food.
Woo.
She gonna tear that food
up. I'm on it.
Rebecca went into that place
immediately.
Put her purse down and was like, all right.
Went to the food.
And made her plate and got her mimosa. I was like, girl. I was like, I'm just sitting down.
No. You put it out. So you ain't have to threaten me with a good time. So y'all don't want that? That's cool.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and make my plate. Get my little mimosa and listen. Yeah. So by the time we get to mingling, I'm straight. Man. Today was good.
Today was good.
You did good, though.
I mean,
today was good.
Okay. I mean, today was a good event. But we've been to many events.
We have.
That just miss the mark
every
on a
time.
lot of, yeah.
On a lot of things. So.
And like today's event was like the brunch. It said brunch on the flyer. So when
Davina
I think brunch,
is so
I'm sorry. When I think brunch, I'm thinking about like what I would go get and what would be on the menu if I went to an actual brunch restaurant. These people had charcuterie and mimosas, calling it brunch, and it's just like, no, say that you're having charcuterie, or you're just gonna have snacks. It's not brunch.
To be fair, they had pastries. Doesn't matter the quality. They had pastries. They had mimosas, which are two components of brunch.
French croissant pastries.
And they had.
Y'all know how hard those things get if you've ever had one.
If they're airborne, yeah.
It is just like, that's not a pastry. Would have been like cheese danishes or a little like scones. That's pastries for a brunch.
They had chocolate on them.
Look, y'all. Look, if you're gonna put brunch on it, make sure it's
and
brunch. This has not been the only place that have said.
When we went to
brunch.
Colorado Springs, that was what was it?
It was supposed to be a brunch.
It was like
a midday brunch,
day party type deal. These people
had Krispy Kreme donuts on the table.
Didn't have the audacity to even put them on a nice tray. Nope. They just left them in the box, which, okay, Krispy Kremes, we love them in the box, but still. And they just had them on tables. They didn't have no mimosa station. Mm-hmm. They didn't have no fruit. They didn't have no anything else. So that I can understand. This one.
But a lot of people be saying brunch, but the only thing that makes it brunch is because they got mimosas.
That's it.
And that is stupid. I'm sorry. It's dumb.
It's the culture, though.
Say you're gonna have mimosas and snacks.
I mean, like I said, is it because of the time? So if we're having it around noon, that is brunch time. So I'm not gonna say mimosas and snacks. I'm mostly gonna say brunch because that's the theme, because of the time. But I understand. But to be fair, they had a board of fruit. So you had your fresh fruit.
That was a part of the charcuterie board. That's all I'll say. It's not brunch, bruh.
It was nice, though. I mean,
it was nice. I'm not hating on anybody. It was their first event, so it's okay. It is okay.
And that's why I gave them. That's where I stepped in. I was like, I'll give you my
brunch
information.
Is full meals.
It can be, but even if you did brunch tapas or something.
That's what I'm saying.
Like just little quiche
like we was talking about in the car. If you did a cup that had like some eggs at the bottom, a bacon sticking out with something else, you know what I mean? It's just like it ain't gotta be a lot. Just make it brunch.
All right. Well,
I'm sorry. Had to go on that little tangent. Right? And we can talk about it here. Black Tour Project.
Yeah.
Me and her have been working on this Black Tour Project, which is we want it to be a tour where people can get on a bus and we travel throughout the day between us like 4 hours or so, and hit up different local Black-owned businesses, from clothing to food to nightlife, stuff like that, and really show people, mainly for out people who are not from here, mainly people like us who came in and is looking for stuff to do, and really figure out where's the Black community here, that type situation. And that all prompted that came about because we were seeing so many Black businesses here closing and going out of business, and so we went on this whole hunt.
We did
of checking out black businesses and checking out the food and everything like that. And it was just...
And then got on the way, learned a lot of history here in Denver. So
definitely.
we also wanted to, we wanted to like highlight different historic points.
Yeah, we wanted to do history along with the tour Colorado. As well.
So kind of, get the locals in. There's a lot of local pillars in the community that we wanted to be a part of it and just kind of show that, Colorado is more than, I guess, mountains and marijuana.
Right.
So,
yeah, because I mean, we're not from Denver. No. So we didn't want to be like, oh, we're going to start whatever we started. We didn't want it to be like, we like kind of taking over what's already happening here. No, we wanted to expose kind of what was already happening in the Denver region. So we was trying to reach out to the big heads, like pillars in the community and stuff like that. And we made some progress. We did. We definitely met some good people.
Some good connections. But then along, like, there's your cons. And we also learned that, we also seen that, which is a pattern amongst black businesses, that there's just a certain business etiquette that a lot of these businesses lack. And just with a little tweaking or just a little knowledge, it could just, it could set you apart.
Right.
And it can elevate our community as well. But with that, we just, we also learned that the project is a lot bigger and a lot more involved than we had seen in our head.
I mean, to be honest, like, we have key people that we want to be a part of the tour already. Yeah. It's literally just, okay, what type of bus? Should it be like ongoing, like you can book it any day of the week, or should it be like a once a month type of those type of details? And we haven't been able to lock that in just yet because, again, the treatment that we get when we walk in the door, because people know that we're trying to get this up off the ground, is not. We know it's not the same treatment that somebody else that will walk in there would get.
Yeah,
and that's the main issue right there. Because if we put our names next to y'all, if we put what we're trying to do next to y'all, and we are two women that is like about excellence and about experience. We want people to have an experience when they encounter us, and hopefully it's always a good experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so if we don't get that when we walk into any space, then it's like I can't rock. Like we can't do this.
Can't do nothing with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's been the biggest struggle with us not having it like where we need it as of right now, because we're just not gonna attach ourselves to anybody.
Well, then I also think it's teaching us to trust ourselves.
Definitely.
Like, we're very. Sometimes when you go and you're trying to collab with someone, you have this thought in your mind like, oh, they can do this and they can do this for me, but sometimes it's like, nah, you really could do it by yourself. Right. And if they wanted to like come aboard, cool. But you're very capable of doing it by yourself.
Yeah.
And I think we learned that with this project.
Definitely.
We learned that with Linked Unit. And we're learning it in our individual businesses.
Definitely, because we were talking about this earlier. Yeah. When we go to these different events and stuff like that, we'd be like, man, I just know when we put on our events, it is going to be miles ahead.
It's going to be experience.
Like, it's going to be...
Yeah.
It's going to blow people out the water. Like, it's going to be great. And I just when we go into these spaces, we're reassured that we know exactly what we're doing and that we can give people a better experience pretty much. And
we know what we're doing. We know what we're talking about. We have valid experiences. And we're valuable assets.
Definitely.
To anybody, collaboration.
Right.
Or any space that you put us in. And I think more doing more and more, we've gotten more comfortable and actually into like walking in that.
Yeah.
Now, yes, of course, you have your days where you're like, yeah, do
I want to do this?
But ultimately, yes, like you get reassured, and I think that's why it's so important, and it has been so important for us to actually get out, and do it, and like go to
because
these networking
even
events.
if we don't do the Black Tour project,
yeah,
this was eye-opening to see what we could do within our personal business or still together as one unit. And it's just like we making our own, we're setting up our own meet and greet, we're setting up our own networking event, we're setting up a time to meet up with different people, you know what I mean? It's just like, because we know that we can create a vibe that is unmatched. Like,
absolutely.
Period.
And that we can create, we were connecting the dots when it comes to like taking your purpose and then being like of service to others,
right?
And like connecting them and just being purposeful in everything that we do. Intentional.
Intention.
And in everything
we are always talking about, we is always talking about being intentional.
Intentional with everything we
that we do.
Like even in our personal life.
In the way we talk, in the way we dress, in the way we approach situations, we have to be intentional. Yeah. Yeah.
So
definitely.
It's like, you know, again, doesn't feel like 2 years.
Yeah,
it definitely feels longer.
It doesn't. So how do you feel like for those who are wanting a long-term friendship, how do you think people need to be cultivating friendships and just relationships?
Obviously, you have more than one friendship. They cultivate and they fill you up in different ways. Okay, so I've never had someone like be my man. Like the way that I would want my man to like spoil me the way she spoils me is, I be telling people that all the time. Are y'all together?
Y'all together?
No, I'm just saying, like, if you know what I mean. But that was new for me.
Yeah,
like it was eye opening to me because I think that I'm naturally like that. But it can also be like misplaced into people pleasing and then appeasing someone when you really like for their affection or for them to like you more. Right. But for us to come across someone where it just comes natural to them, like we've had this conversation. I've had to tell her like sometimes I don't want to say anything, and sometimes I'm just like, I'll just do this, and she'll be like, girl, you're fine. And I'd be like, but that is from having relationships to where it's like, if I do this, I know you're not gonna want to do that. And you know what I mean? It's just like a take and take type of relationship. So I feel like me learning myself and me kind of I guess healing those parts with me, especially like my people pleasing. I call it doormat, like doormat behavior. Like I'm able to receive you better. Now, of course, like I said, there are my days where I'm just like, I feel like, and she'll always reassure me like, you're never a burden on me. Yeah. Like, you're never a burden on me. Like, you got it, I got it, I got it, you got it. And for someone to say that and be authentic about it and be very genuine about it, it takes a little bit to swallow. Like it's a lot.
Now I will say that if I did actually have a man, Chef wouldn't be getting.
I probably wouldn't give you nothing.
She probably wouldn't be able to get as much as I got her right now.
That's fine.
Right now, but I've always said that if I really like truly see you as a friend, when you're around me, you ain't got to worry about nothing. If I got it, you're taken care of. Like, I make sure all my people straight. And so, and that just comes from, like, even though it was family, because my family be rocking with me and everything like that. Even though it was family, like, there was times when I couldn't pay for a meal. I couldn't do this and do that or give somebody who was helping me out money and stuff like that. I couldn't do it at one point. Now that I got it to do it, here you go. Here you go. Let me take care of you. You want to go out to eat? Let's go. You know, because I'm at the point in my life too that God got me. Okay. I ain't got to worry about a dime. Okay. I ain't got to worry about nothing. I give from the heart, and I know it's going to come right back. Like, I never have to worry about money. Never have to worry about money.
But that's a good example because like it's hard to get into that mindset. Like you can tell yourself to get in that mindset, but to see someone actually being an example of the mindset, it's refreshing. It's a little
now before because it just
shaky.
came to my head. So let me clarify. Oh, thank you, Holy Spirit. That doesn't mean okay. That doesn't mean that you just blow your money. Okay?
No.
You have to be smart with your finances. I budget. Okay? I know how much money I can spend. I know once it gets a certain amount, okay, y'all, I can't go out. I can't do this. I can't do that. I thought I was going to be able to give you more of this, but it didn't turn out that way. This popped up and everything like that. But so be smart with how you're spending your money. But I just wanted to clarify that because it's like going back to people pleasing. Yeah. Like people will literally just throw money and do things because they're trying to people please. That's not what this is.
But that's not the same mindset though.
Neither.
So you knowing that you're always taken care of in that, regardless of where you are, that whatever it is you're trying to do, that you're going to be, placed in that position or that path to do whatever. Like, again, that's also using discernment.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, that you're taken care of, but that doesn't mean you're going to take advantage.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like, it's nice.
Because you just heard me on the phone with my parents. My dad was like, do you need some money? Nah, I got it. I'm a little... You got a little bit? Yes, I got a little bit, but I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't... If I need some money, I'll let you... I'll let you know. But I've never had to worry about it. Even though I got family that will send me money and stuff like that in a heartbeat, I just don't... I've came to a point in my life that I just told myself, and that came with me reading that book, Boundaries. So for anybody who's struggling with boundaries, go get that book. But I just had to stop relying on my parents. I had to stop relying on other people. And I was able to prove to myself that I'm able to take care of myself, whether my parents are here or not. Now, y'all heard when my daddy was on, he said, he's my covering. And he take care of me until a man comes and he can take care of me the way that he does. But for the most part, y'all, I take care of myself. So
yeah, I'm learning. Not that I'm not able to, but it's I don't know. When you go into it's different.
Do you want to talk about that?
I don't mind. It's a.
I don't want to make you cry. Because last time we talked about
probably cry anyways. Anybody that knows me knows that it don't take much to make these waterworks come on down. One of the things that I don't want to say struggling with, or I think I don't know what word I want to use, like character building. I don't know. What I'm learning
what she's worried about.
Or what I'm worried about. It's a fear of mine, is the stability. I come from a single parent home. She's always worked very hard to make sure that we don't need for nothing. So, which I think naturally as a parent, you just kind of go into that mode. It's survival mode. You want to make sure everybody's good. But it also is a little bit stifling because she's also like a big security blanket for me. And now that I'm a parent, I'm in the process of reparenting myself while trying to find my footing when it comes to stability, or knowing that I can do it. because you get fearful. Now I have a whole another human being that I have to find stability for. Finding stability for yourself is it's a whole other,
thing,
but then when you factor in another human being and a child, it's like, well, I mean, I was already struggling with myself. Right, like, what am I supposed to do with this? So healing, overcoming fears and learning these new boundaries and just healing while trying to raise a child is,
and not put your things, your fears, your doubts, your anxiety
on the child. But it's also, I know that I have a good foundation and I have a very good support system, but it's also, again, it's the codependency. It's easy to get stuck in that because, I mean, the way the world is going, it's just like, so this is something that I'm actively working on. I break down about it all the time because I'm fearful that I won't be able to, like, really provide the way I want to provide for my son. And I feel like I could fail. But at the same time, I also always have to remind myself that I'm surrounded by such strong and powerful and just resilient, I want to say women for the most part, that do it every single day. Like, kids, no kids, like, I can take care of myself. And so, I mean, it's something I'm working on. So I always was embarrassed about it because, there's this whole culture thing about, like, living with your parents and stuff like that. And I understand that it's like a cliche, I guess, in America. It's an America thing.
Yeah.
It's really an American thing. And maybe, I don't know. But I have a good foundation. And my mom's thing is, if you don't got to struggle, why? Why go out there and have to struggle if you don't have to? That's the reason of why we're here, so that we can build, and then you'll be able to have a very strong foundation when you do decide to go. And you're good. I've accepted it. But I'm also working on, really finding me and my independence and knowing that I'm more than, like, I'm more than capable.
You are more than capable. I be telling you. I be telling her.
But again, those are one of those things, like, you're not perfect. You're going to have those days where you're like, can I do this? And especially being an entrepreneur. So I've been blessed enough to where my mom has been my rock, to where her thing is, yes, you can come here and you can actually work on your business. You don't have to worry about these things right now, but get your business in place. Let me invest in your business. Let's turn this business and put in multiple. Let's like really work on this generational, like, wealth. And you know what I mean? So it's a blessing after you clear the fears and the muck and the smoke. So
you've lived out on your own. That's my whole thing. It's just like, I might be at my parents' house now, but I lived out on my own. I've been able to take care of myself. So I have receipts.
Me too.
I have receipts that I can take care of myself. So I try not to. I don't think nobody should be judging, especially the way the economy is, the way the rent is,
everybody in Colorado,
the way the mortgage is, everything.
Everybody got a roommate in Colorado.
Pretty much
everybody.
Even though we are friends, I am coaching. I am coaching Rebecca. So how has that been for you? Because I can't speak on it, really.
I mean, you can.
I can, not but from I want your perspective.
From my perspective, it's been going good. Like I said, it's a natural coaching. So even though on a professional front, you're coaching me and I'm a client, I feel like I get coached every day. Every day we speak, that it's something that I need to work on. currently it is this space that I keep putting off. I get very overwhelmed when it comes to organization. And I think that's just
organization was number one on her list.
Was the number one on my list that I wanted to be better at.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And we just been taking the time because I know.
Yeah. I've been little,
been at, but little by little I've been applying, getting more organized.
I just
and that's what, just real quick, that's another thing that you got to know about coach. As a coach,
yeah,
you got to know that your client's timing. Okay, because I had I had two coaches over this past month and a half or so that was I was working with, and one of the coaches thought that me preparing for all these things and taking the time to prepare was like an excuse to not actually execute on the things that I was trying to do. And I was just like, no. You know what I mean? You have to, I'm not going to execute on something that I know fully that I'm not ready for. And so I'm saying that to say that you got to know that your client, that you're coaching, you got to kind of know their timing and where they're at. Okay. And knowing like I'm a spiritual person, everything like that. God's timing is perfect.
Yeah.
And so, and people know me, like, if I don't rush and do something, like if I'm not actively working on something, like a workshop, for instance, if I'm not actively working on that, setting the dates, trying to find a venue and everything like that, if I'm not doing it, then maybe it just ain't time for me to do that. Because when I really want something, I'm actively executing on that thing. If it's taking me time or it's like I'm not that motivated right now to do it, then it's just not time. And I think that's big as far as coaching, because I think
coaching, you have to be personable. And I think the more that you learn, you have to learn, again, like you say, you have to learn your client. So like, yeah, you want me to execute these things. My brain doesn't work like yours.
Yeah.
So you understand that I'm a little bit of a free spirit.
Right.
I be up in the clouds. You be having to take me down sometimes and be like, all right, Becca, let's kind of zero in on details.
Right.
And then we can climb up to the clouds.
Right.
But, but it's, and not making me feel bad or not making me feel like I'm failing or not like understanding where I'm at, but understanding how I can incorporate things where you're at to get you further.
Yes.
So with the organization, not pushing me, but hey, do you want me to come over and help you? Okay, yes.
Right.
That takes a toll off. That takes the anxiety off of me staring
at this room
every day and getting overwhelmed and then going into that whole like, oh my God, I'm failing. I'm not getting done. Like, going into that whole
and
negative talk.
Mentally saying all that to then you're like, well, I'm not going to do this.
I'm not going to do it. And
well, and
if I can't do that, then I can't do this and I can't do. So it's just, so organization's been good. I think little by little, I'm getting there.
Yeah.
But it's been a good experience. Like, again, I have my days, and that's what I love about it, because, again, it's a personal thing. You understand that there are days that I get in these slumps, and I need a couple days.
And this is why coaching doesn't work without relationship.
Right.
Because you got to know your client, and you got to be willing to personalize. Like, there's not a one like exercise or one theory that's going to work for everybody. Like, you have to personalize things to your client, and so that's what I try my best to do.
I mean, you do great.
Thank y'all.
I think my slumps are not as long,
much,
and they're not as often. It just I need my little day.
Yeah.
Give me my little 24 hours. Let me have my little pay party.
Right.
Let us turn up. And then,
we'll get back to it.
All right, Becca. wrap it up. It's time to, it's time to get to it. Or, you're really good at just finding stuff for us to do.
Yeah. Because most people know that if it ain't about business or trying to connect with a new experience or something like that, I'm not coming out the house that much. I'm just not coming out to party and everything like that. Yeah. And plus, we're in our 30s, so we're not trying to party unless it's around some eligible men.
Very much single. Or not trying to party unless it's on a beach.
That's that part.
In another country.
That part.
With a pina colada. A bathing suit. Tankini, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Y'all know I be doing my solo trips, and I love my solo trips, but we gonna do a group trip probably at the top of next year, like February or March. And I'm so excited.
And I'm a group trip person. So I should probably take one solo trip, but I'm a group
Solo
person.
trips are fun.
Yeah.
I just like the freedom of not having to worry. Like, if I want to cancel the plan, I can cancel it. If I don't want to go nowhere, I don't have to go there. See, if I just want to sleep in the hotel room in that cushy, comfy, king-size bed that I done booked with them plush blanket and pillows. Yeah.
See, but I guess because that's the way I am on trips. Like, if we're on a group trip, that's the way I roll. Mm-hmm. So if I want to, 9 times out of 10, please do not threaten me with a nap. I will gladly take that nap. If we go on a trip together, no, I don't feel compelled to do every excursion that whoever plans.
No.
Like, if I don't want to do it, I'll go sit on the beach.
But I do my homework before we go anywhere. And I'll be oh, this sounds nice. And if it's something that I know I want to do, I'm booking it before we go. I'll be like, which day do y'all want to do this? And stuff like that. But I'm a solo dolo girl for life.
I feel like I'm a solo dolo girl in my soul.
I mean, I'm trying to get to the point, like, when I'm out of school and I'm on summer break, I have a week of a solo trip, a week like a group trip, a week a family trip, and then a week of just rest.
Yeah.
From everything that I just did. And that's how I want my summer to be from now on. Or just a month.
Or just,
like, I just take a month and I just be like, this is what's happening.
Yeah. I just want to wake up to options. I really don't. I want to wake up to options.
That's living our fruitful life.
I want to wake up and be like, oh, well, I guess I'll go,
You know what? I'm craving that one spot back in Atlanta. You
want to?
Let me
book it.
We leave at 6.
Yeah, right. That's how I want to wake up. I just want to wake up, and if whatever I want to do, wherever I want to go.
Yeah.
I have the means to do so.
To do it, definitely.
So, it's with my, on my land, with my chickens and my goat and my shaggy cow. That's all I want.
I don't know how I'm gonna come and see you. We
y'all gonna come see me. Y'all all talk.
I'm gonna be like, girl, you're gonna have to get on this plane.
It's gonna be so beautiful. It's gonna be like
unless you
farmy,
unless you add luxury. A horse. Unless you add a horse,
I'll add one horse
into that group.
You know how much work a horse is?
No, but I never even rode a horse, but me being a Sagittarius, I just feel like I need to do that. Like, I feel like I would be so alone with the horse, and I'll just get on that thing and just find a new knack,
Well, I will work on a horse. Maybe my neighbor miles down the road will have a horse, and we go ride those horses.
I'm gonna be visiting Chef. I ain't got no phone access, no nothing.
Grid.
I'm like, where am I
you
at?
About to be off grid. But then it'll be nice because, like, when I want to go duck off, I can duck off. But then when I want to go live my fruitful life within society, I can do so.
Right.
I have a home here. have a villa there. Where do you want to go? Bora Bora? I thought so. Let's go. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just.
I don't know. I always wanted my family and like all my nieces and nephews to grow up like in the same little like street or I don't know.
That's big now too.
It is like people just
buying the land
buying the
and
street
then
up.
you know doing the communities.
I wouldn't mind it, but at the same time, I need distance. I just don't want my parents to be like pull up or my niece and nephew just like Auntie. Let us in. Where your mama at? She had a date. Like she ain't. Where the money at? Right here. She said, "Get us a piece."
She said, "Get us a pizza."
I mean, I love my niece and nephew, so I wouldn't mind. But even that, I want like even in that, I want to be able to like tell my sisters, "Hey, send the kids over for 2 weeks. I got y'all."
Yeah. And
stuff like that. I want to be able to do that. And be like, I'll take over. I'll be mommy for a minute. You know what I mean? So
I said, wake up to options.
So what are you looking for in a man?
Oh, Lord.
On, chef.
This is where it gets juicy. You know what? As of lately, I just like a life partner. I kind of have been stepping away from my list only because I've been taking that same list within a man and applying it to me. Mm-hmm. So I've been kind of trying to build those qualities within myself. But, you know, I'm an intellect. I'm a sapiosexual. I love intellect.
That is true facts.
It's like the picking of the brain. Mm-hmm. And I like when you receive it and then, you know, you give it back. You pick my brain now.
Yeah.
So I like that. I like the think tank. I love that. Family man. I mean, educated, motivated. I know a lot of people be like God-fearing, but you know how I am. Like, just, I guess, tapped in with your spirituality or God or however you want to identify. And I don't know, just someone who can receive what I feel like I give. And, like, give it back. Like...
That reciprocation is big.
The reciprocation is huge. It's huge.
Yeah, we don't get a lot of reciprocation back.
So right now, you give it to me, I probably wouldn't know what to do with it. Like, but that's also like why I feel like taking the time now. Like, I want to be able to receive that.
Right.
I don't want to be able to like cast it off or, you know, let it miss me because I was so focused on the lack or you know what I mean. So I don't know, I just want a love to where you love yourself so much that it's an overpouring into me, and that my love is an overpouring into you to where we're not depending on each other to complete each other.
Right.
Like, it's a unconditional love. Like, and I feel like when you can give someone that overpour of love, then those seasons, again, they be seasoning, but they're just, you get to really learn and love a person, and watch them grow. Definitely. As you're growing, and it's just, that's the type of love I want.
And it don't matter how they grow, you still in love with that.
You still in love with that person, like, because you guys are growing. So it's never going to be the same. And to love that you're going to change and that,
ooh,
you know what I mean? Like,
you just said something that made me be like,
what?
So for people who don't embrace change, don't like change, they can't love.
It's harder for them to love.
It's harder for them to love.
And they probably struggle with loving themselves.
That's crazy. When you said that, it just was like, dang, for real.
Which, I mean, it makes sense though, because like love is one of those things where you can feel every single emotion.
Right.
That's why it's so powerful.
Right.
Like every single emotion. That's crazy. So it's like, love is always changing. Mm-hmm. It's always changing. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if you can take that and just give it to yourself, mm-hmm. and then overflow with it. And
well, that's why I don't like doing I don't really do relationship coaching. When people come to me and they be like, "Oh, girl, 'cause I need to know what to do with this man." People be coming to me, I'll be like, "Okay, you."
But now that but like,
what is it about you?
That's what's so messed up about the culture now.
Yeah.
Because like, we've been programmed into thinking that someone is going to complete you, mm-hmm. and that's not how that works.
Right.
You're the only person who can complete this puzzle.
Right.
Like, I ain't got no pieces to this puzzle over here. So it's like, the culture now is just like when you hear people speak about love and like their relationships, it's like, nah, like, do you really want to grow? Like, are you really ready
to do this and put in the work?
Because it's going to be work.
Right.
People that, my mom's best friend, her parents were married for, I think, 50 years. And when we went to their anniversary, that was her thing. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not the day we met to right now. We have evolved.
Yeah.
And we have evolved as a unit. Oh, sorry. And we have evolved as individuals. Mm-hmm. So it's like, are you willing, firstly, to evolve by yourself,
right,
and then to evolve with another person, and then accept that person's evolution,
right?
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, now as we get older, relationships just become very deep, because it's not physicality.
You get to a point where you're like, well, sex is really not important. It is important, but it's not top of the list. You start knowing that there's other key pieces that you need in order for a relationship to sustain and be anchored,
Yeah. Where there's challenge, there's growth. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you're not being challenged, like, look at basketball. If those men didn't come against opponents who were better or who had whatever,
they couldn't get better.
What would we be watching?
Right, we couldn't get better.
We would be watching 1930s basketball.
Period.
With the whole sex thing, you even start to realize that sex is a very sacred thing.
Right.
And it's a very
you shouldn't
cultivated thing that you should probably be cultivating in yourself first, and then you should be, you know what I mean? But even with that, you can't give that energy to everybody. Not everybody deserves that. Mm-hmm. And you know what I mean? And not everybody needs that. Everybody's not. And okay, we all we can sit here in our heads right now and probably make a list of people we should have not given our energy. But it also, in a sense, was necessary. Definitely. Because you wouldn't have realized how sacred your stuff is.
Right.
So it's like, when we started to really do the cleanses and the detoxes and the fasts, like, when I took the month off, like, from being physical, like, I really realized that.
Yeah.
Realized that.
You can tell the difference. Yeah.
Like, I really realized, like, girl, you out here giving out this golden elixir. Like, it's just, you feel me? You get a gold bar. You get a gold bar. Like, and these, And you know what I mean? Again, I'm looking for reciprocation from people who
don't care.
They're not there.
They're just trying to get a nut.
Like, I'm still on this, like, basic frequency, but I'm looking for luxury. Like, girl, go up the ladder.
Right.
Leave them down here. Like, so, but, and then when I started doing it for myself, I realized that I had to do it for myself first. Because I realized also when it comes to being physical and then you matching it with and you, like, you know, putting a relationship into it, now we got feelings and stuff and physicality, like 9 times out of 10 you don't know yourself physically.
Definitely feel like women do not take the time to discover within themselves what they like,
because they have men telling them
what they should
I don't want you to have more than 1.5 bodies, which is crazy to me, because I'm not saying, like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Like, you have to get the experience. You're telling me that you're about to go do whatever job and you've only had one job, but you want to be senior VP,
right?
You've had this one job.
You was working at Pizza Hut. Now you want
like, how you about to be senior VP of this tech whatever. Like, again, you got the golden elixir, bro. This is limited edition.
Right.
A lot of men don't even know them.
That part
They're literally
too.
monkey see, monkey do. And condoms in your 12-year-old son's hand, talking about go do your thing. Like, you're not really educating on them and telling them the importance of, because just like women have the universe, they have whatever between them legs, they have magic. Men have it too.
Right.
Y'all have golden elixir. Y'all have seeds. So it's like, you should be
have been digmatized before.
You should be just as careful, and you should be just as aware that you can't just be giving your seed to anybody. This is why we're in the world that we living in now.
Right.
Because just as a collective, we're not doing us first. We're not, like, really valuing us. Because if you really valued yourself, you wouldn't just lay down with anybody because you feel, you know what I mean? Those are conversations, like, I would, like, you know, you have conversation pieces when you're dating or whatever. Those are some conversation pieces I have.
Definitely.
Like, our daughter versus our son. How is that going to be?
Right.
Do they get the same?
Do they get the same treatment?
Or does he get to go do...
Right.
And she got to clink.
Clink.
You know what I mean? Like, what is that about? Because my whole thing is, like, just at that age, it's not that I want to shelter you from it. I just want to educate you about it. I can't stop you from doing whatever. And I can do my best. Yeah. But I would rather, if you decide to go out and do that stuff, that I've at least given you the tools and the knowledge and the wisdom.
And I think that's a key thing for parents to know right now. Like, these kids have so much access to everything. God. Everything. If you think that your kid don't know about sex, you're highly mistaken. Probably 80%. Okay, so
95%.
So I feel like the earlier you talk to them about sex, the better. Okay,
sex identifying with condoms, themselves,
like, STDs. Because, like, when we were growing up, I remember AIDS campaigns and stuff like that. DARE program about drugs and all this type of stuff. We have none of that. Literally, there's a 5-year-old that can go probably down the street and get a gun. That is ridiculous.
I thought you were gonna say, like, some crack or something.
That too. They can go get a gun. They can go get some weed. They can go get some cocaine. It's easily accessible. So if you know this, don't shelter your kids. Especially, I'm saying this mainly for Christian folks, because people just be like, "Oh, not my kid."
That's not my kid. That's folks. Period.
That's period all around. Yeah. Like, don't shelter your kids. Do not think that they are not always already aware of these things. They are. Well, and you want to make sure that you're having the conversation with them before somebody else is having a conversation with them, and then telling them something totally different than what you all value and believe.
Yeah.
So just throw that out there.
little tidbit.
Little tidbit.
No, absolutely.
But last piece, I think.
Here we go. Home stretch.
What are some of the breakthroughs that you've had over the years, or just now as an adult, that you're kind of proud of, or still?
I think, okay, well, so the people pleasing. I was very doormatish, naive, however you want to put it. So really taking the time and kind of identifying why. A lot of it obviously stems from childhood.
Yeah.
So identifying those childhood situations and giving myself grace, because you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
That has been a breakthrough. Again, my whole dad thing was a huge breakthrough for me.
Yeah.
So I made up in my head, which I think a lot of people do when you don't have information or you just don't have closure or whatever, you kind of make up these things. I always said that I had daddy issues because I just didn't think
attaching yourself to
I
stuff
attached
that is
myself
not true.
I attached myself to something that I had no business being attached to. So when I found my dad, it was just like, girl, daddy issues where?
Right.
So I don't know. I had a breakthrough in the daddy part. So it changed my whole view and relationship with the opposite sex.
Yeah.
Because I stopped viewing it. I changed my perspective because that wasn't my perspective.
Right.
That was a perspective that I made up. So that's when when we started doing like the things, it just changed it.
Yeah.
So I knew that I didn't have to do certain things because I was broken.
Right.
Because no one's broken. You're just misplaced. You're just mishandled. So it's like learning that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm on, I think, what am I on?
I will say, when she say things, I want to say this, that she's talking about this pray, fast, and give that we're on this whole entire year. Yeah. So for those who don't know about it, last year I got a word pretty much, and I was listening to a sermon by Mike Todd, and he was like, you need to be praying, fasting, and giving. Just try it for a whole month. And I heard the Holy Spirit say, no, you need to do that for a whole year. And so I was like, a whole year? Are you sure?
So like, every quarter,
yeah,
we take the 3 months.
Yeah, so every quarter we've been taking 1 month to pray, 1 month to fast, and 1 month to give. This month that we're currently in is give. And I've definitely been giving.
But it's also teaching you that giving doesn't have to be monetary.
Definitely.
Giving can be your knowledge. It could be your wisdom. It could be
your talents, your skills,
your smile. It could be your goodness. It could be just anything.
Right. And I just wanted to say that because it's one thing to have a friend, okay, but to have a friend that don't even, again, we don't believe the same way that we don't believe the same way. But this girl was like, oh, I'm going to do this with you. What? You're going to do this with me?
And I do.
And you don't even believe the same way? I could even get a regular Christian to do that. Like, I can't even have somebody else just do that with me. Yeah. And so for her to be like, no, I'm going to do this with you. And she's literally been doing it. She does our prayer because she gets up before me. So she beats me to prayer almost every day.
And it's not even, which is crazy because there are a select few, you know who you are, who receive text messages from me every single morning, praying, or just giving my daily devotion.
Yeah.
And I get so many compliments on it.
Yeah.
like every day. And everybody's like, oh my God, I just need that. But I always say, like, I took that from her. Just sometimes just waking up, whether it's a day you know, you're having a good day, bad day, having someone consistently speak joy or speak positivity into your world, it's a game changer.
Yeah.
So,
and that's a whole nother level of our friendship, because again, we don't believe this. We don't believe like the same way and everything like that. She's more like universe and da da da, and I'm more like God, Jesus. Okay, but it builds our relationship not just on a friendship level, but on a spiritual level as well. And I feel like that's why we align, and we can do the things that we do, and we're just going to continue to elevate as friends. A lot of my friends won't know this, probably don't know this, but I can see God working in her. I can see God when she work. Like Sierra, I use the same example, but with Adam, because that shocked me that night when we went over her place. And y'all was just go. I didn't have to say a thing, y'all. I'm the coach. I'm the one that's supposed to be like, oh yeah, we can do it. I didn't have to really talk.
Yeah.
I prayed about it before we left, and God showed up. And them two was just going at it. And I was literally about to punch Chef in the face because I was just like, where's all this coming from? I was like, girl, you don't even, like, you probably don't see it, but I'm like, that's just God just doing what he do.
Yeah. But that's probably been my biggest breakthrough. Like, really just cultivating a relationship and then just, like, working through it, like, with spirit, like, with, you know what I mean? And, like, really just putting God in your relationship.
Yeah.
Like, I've made breakthroughs through that. I don't even look at relationships the same.
Yeah.
And I have very little patience for relationships that don't fill me up. I used to entertain relationships like that just because, oh, well, we've known each other for 10 years.
Yeah.
But then you start to learn that. I start to learn that seniority don't mean anything.
Right.
So, like, someone, you could be at a job for 15 years. Someone come in and get hired tomorrow and take your promotion.
And that's a good thing to touch on, going back to friendship, though, because, like, my childhood friends, Ebony, Valorant, Latina, Camila, and all these other, Michaela, I know I've had friends over the years.
Yeah.
And female friends at that, like, but are we in contact right now? No. Do I still love them and care for them and about their well-being? Yes. I just feel like, again, we're all on different paths, and we're trying to figure things out. And sometimes you can't figure your stuff out with the people that you grew up with. It's just, it doesn't work like that. And if it does, that's a blessing.
No, it's a blessing.
You know, it's a blessing that you all can be friends for. Oh yeah, we known each other since we were 5 years old and all this stuff. That's a blessing. Like, my little sister has that in her friend group and everything like that. So it's a blessing. But everybody that, again, once I call you my friend, you my friend for life, unless you just did some crazy.
I mean, but that's how I feel now.
Stuff.
Like, even the relationships that we don't talk today, they are still valuable to me. And yes, I still love you. If I've ever told you that I loved you, I still love you today, whether you did me wrong or not.
Definitely.
Whether I was in the wrong, you were in the wrong, I still love you. I still genuinely care about you. I pray for you all the time.
All the time.
Always wish happiness on you. But at the same time, I also...
At the same time.
There you go. Yay!
And at the same time.
Look at the verbiage. We talk about our vocabulary all the time. And sometimes there are things that you have to take out of your vocabulary because, again, your words are power.
Right.
But for those people are when you say something and then you say but, you disregard everything you said in front of it. Yes. So, however, and you have to learn to accept and then be grateful for the part that they played.
Yes, definitely.
And be so grateful for it. Like, ooh, I loved our time together.
Right.
It was wonderful.
Right.
I just happened to have to go this way, and this is kind of where we part ways for now.
All right. So at the end of every show, at least I try at the end of every show to ask one question that you can give the people. And I think I want you to talk from a single mother perspective. What would be your advice to any single mother out there, and what encouragement do you want to give them?
I want to start off saying that it's okay, and you're okay, and you're doing the best, the very best that you are able to do at this time, and that is more than enough for your babies or baby. Secondly, I want to say sometimes when co-parenting, there are struggles, but I feel like when you focus on your relationship with your child and cultivating a safe space with you and your child, that it becomes a lot easier. So you're good. Hats off to you. It is not easy, but it is rewarding. It is character building, if I do say so myself. So you're good. I think create your
Episode of Bear Fruit Podcast. Love y'all.